Do celebrities really even own anything? That's what I've been starting to play with because Diddy, for example, or Kanye West, wasn't Kanye West a billionaire until he like made somebody angry and then all of a sudden he was broke AF? How are all of these rich celebrities in debt over their ears? It just doesn't make any sense unless they really don't own anything. And there was a book called The Winner Takes All or something like that about that type of industry. And then if you ever watch Scotty Bowers, I forgot what his book is called, but it'll come back to me. But just watch the movie as a documentary, and he also has a book. Pretty Full Service. That's what it is. That book is crazy. And if you watch Full Service, the stuff that we're discovering more about Diddy will start to be a little less um, strange, not strange because it's strange, but it'll start to become a little bit more believable because allegedly this type of stuff has been happening for years and years and years since the dawn of Hollywood. But with that being said, I'm starting to feel like celebrities are really just prisoners in gilded cages who really have no power and authority more than their territory or region. So if you watch the video previous to this, where I was dressed the same way pretty much, about my reaction to Ashley Says So Diddy video, which she did a phenomenal, fantastic job of, I started to think back to a theory that I had that celebrities are just puppets who are on the stage to present this distractive way of living so that people aren't necessarily aware of what's going on around them and don't make progress, because there are so many times where like celebrities will be on top of the world and then you come to find out that they are addicts, that they, when they get older, they can't even do performances anymore because they're falling over themselves. Their businesses kind of fail a lot. Like it's very rare for a celebrity brand to thrive. Now, Fenty is thriving. So that's why I said it's rare. It's not impossible, but it's rare. Like Beyonce, I'm not trying to be rude, but what happened to the House of Darion? Like, as much of a prolific celebrity as she is, you would think that she would have at least something by now that has stood the test of time. Can you think of any Beyonce brand that's had the same career longevity as her? Because why is she still making records? And to me personally, her last few records, I kind of fell off the Beyonce train after um the Disney Kingdom thing, and I was like, okay, something's about to happen here, because she kept saying she was quitting, and then she kept coming back. So it started to make me think that maybe she doesn't have control of what she puts out. Maybe she doesn't have control over what her life is, because perhaps if she were to start her own enterprise that was very successful year after year after year, she wouldn't make the people that she owes her success to, unfortunately or fortunately, money anymore. Perhaps she's so deeply tied into the music industry that she cannot stop making music. And perhaps, just like with these other celebrities from years prior, perhaps these celebrities don't actually have control over their lives. Perhaps the houses that they live in aren't even owned by them. Perhaps the cars that they drive are rentals. Perhaps the allure of their personality is a fictitious character that's only shown in the public to sell an idea of what life should be like. Perhaps these are all facades. Perhaps whatever this freaking thing that's keep coming over here. Uh, Perhaps there's something bigger going on that we don't know. Perhaps Beyonce does not have the authority, and these celebrities don't really have the authority in their lives. I mean, for Pete's sake, look at Justin Bieber. Oh, look at Justin. He is a shell. And I think I am going to reevaluate that yummy yummy video, because what is going on? What is happening here? And perhaps these deals are being made not because these celebrities have any authority. We might think that they're authority because they are the general manager or they are the store manager, and you're only seeing to that point they're the regional manager, but they're not the CEOs and CFOs of Sony and Microsoft and Apple and the real decision makers and decision players. They are not the people behind the president. They are the puppets that we see. They are the ones, I assume, and this is all alleged, this is all just my opinion, these are the ones allegedly perhaps that are just the puppets putting on a performance. They say the world is a stage, and so perhaps these are the live actors and actresses. I mean, a lot of these people that are actors, they literally are paid to lie, because when you're acting, you're lying, you're putting on a character. Lying, there's a very thin line between being a liar and having an imagination. And being a celebrity is a business. So behind them is a whole conglomerate and agency that is benefiting off of whatever it is that this particular person is putting out there. So this particular person could be feeding us filth. They could be feeding us garbage. They could be lying. Their entire facade, their entire presentation that they bring to the forefront of with traditional society could be a completely made up fable that some weirdo in a basement concocted so that they could live a prolific life behind closed doors and be the true king of kings on this plane. This could all be a big old psyop. I've been starting to think for a while that some of the demonic things that we're seeing in Hollywood and Hollyweird could be true behind closed doors, but could also just be another way to keep us distracted from what is actually going on. Because this level of orchestration is not something from some person who doesn't know what's going on. This level of orchestration would take geniuses and diabolical maniacs to create. And they're probably doing it years and years and years in advance. So what we're seeing as, oh, this particular NFL player broke his leg, that could be a sign to someone else that was in on the orchestration. Okay, now it's time to enact this particular thing. That was the sign. We really don't know what we don't know. And like, even small things as birds, we only think that birds are birds because that's what we were taught in school. But then when you find out who's funding the schools, everything we know about the world, everything that we were taught about the world is perhaps a lie. Perhaps everything in society has just been a big act and game and movie, and we have all been hoodwinked. Perhaps everything we see is not actually as it seems. Perhaps there's more to this story. So that's why it's important to get still when things like this happen. It is important to read the tea leaves of yourself as well, and be so in line with yourself that you're able to perceive and sniff out the BS. Because to me, it smells like everything has been a lie. My opinion, allegedly, I'm not saying that this is actually true, but to me, it just seems like there's more going on here. And a diabolical genius would put out a couple of traps along the way so that you don't make it all the way to the end. Because if you think that the biggest scandal is that Rihanna threw up a pyramid on stage wearing a red dress, and they're putting out Sam Smith looking like a darn fool on stage, humping a stick with a tutu when he too big to be wearing that on stage. I'm not trying to be rude, but it was a little bit strange what he was doing. And he went from singing "Stay with me" to let me show up looking like a darn fool on stage, looking like I'm going to a freak off, but I'm going to do it in public. If you give the people that, then sometimes people will get so caught up in what they perceive that to be that they don't dig deeper. Is Sam Smith a victim? Is Sam Smith a freak offer? We don't know, but we'll stop because you'll start to throw stones at the person you see, and you won't take the time to go deeper than that, because Sam Smith probably is not in control of his performances. Probably these celebrities are not in control of their performances. They are controlled by the entity that is telling them, this is what we want you to do, or you're going to go on stage tonight and you're going to look like a darn fool, and that's what it is. Have y'all seen the video of Ice Spice twerking, and she just looked like she didn't want to even be there? At some point, we have to start thinking past what we see first, because to me it seems like that is a distraction. They put those people out there as the face, and they give you this illusion that they're in control, so that when stuff hits the fan, you'll look at that celebrity and say, oh, this person's a devil worshiper, or this person is this. And I'm not saying that they're not that, but there was a whole production, a whole company that put them on stage to do that. So perhaps, perhaps there's a diabolical plan here to get people to focus on that, so that you're not paying attention to what's going on over here. It's like, no, 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 look over there, so then I can come behind and do what I need to do. And then the next layer of that could be something else. And there's probably so many different layers, just like back in the ancient times when they would like bury something treasured, or hide something, whatever. There would be traps along the way. There would be a snake pit. There would be a fire. There would be a this. There would be a that. There would be traps along the way before you can actually access the treasure, and before you can actually access what is true and hidden behind that. So, and these beings are copycats. So it would be safe to assume, I would think, allegedly, perhaps conspiracy theorists over here, that these beings would do the same thing. They model the ancients so much that perhaps they are having layers and layers and layers and layers and layers and layers and layers. And you have to just keep peeling back the onion to figure out what's going on. And perhaps these movies that are being put out are letting this other society of people know what's going on next, what's going to happen next, because, oh, well, this particular thing just came out. Boom. This particular celebrity just did this particular thing. I mean, look, is Kelly Rowland about to become the new Beyonce? Because allegedly, once a new kitten is put out there, they start wearing these dresses that are like glitzy and glamoury. So is Beyonce about to be thrown under the bus, and then Kelly Rowland's going to come out and say all the things she's done? And are they going to try to prop Kelly Rowland up to be the next Beyonce? She can't. I mean, she might can, but are they going to try to prop her up because she had the blonde hair, I believe, and then she had the diamond dress, and allegedly that is the symbol to let everyone know, okay, there's a new here. There's a new this here. Beyonce's wear it. Taylor Swift has worn it. Britney Spears has worn it. J-Lo, I think, probably. I know those other ones have. So allegedly, that's the symbol to society, or to those people in the know, that this is what's going on. So I'm betting that Beyonce is going to be taken down very soon, and they are going to start a smear campaign with Kelly Rowland on the forefront of it. That's my hypothesis. We'll see what happens.